the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, forever and ever. Amen. Good morning, and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I am a very lucky person. I've been lucky enough to grow up in a household with loving parents, a roof over my head, and I've never had to worry about where my next meal is coming from. I understand that there are many like me without such opportunities, and so I make it a personal goal to never be unappreciative of the blessings in my life that allow me to have a prosperous future, hopefully. I am especially lucky to grow up in a community with a school district listed as one of the best public education programs in the country. However, through my 4 years of high school, I've noticed an undermining principle that contributes to the idea that living in one of the best counties in the country is a double-edged sword. And this is something they won't tell you at any parent-teacher night, so strap in. The best education system also doubles as the most competitive education system. Walk into any high school in the county. In it, you'll never find a shortage of students under tremendous amounts of stress, irretrievably overwhelmed with the amount of AP classes, homework, reports, and extracurricular activities they're expected to complete with flying colors, elbowing their way through their fellow peers so as to attain the highest valued scholarship at the most prestigious university in hopes to one day be given the best job, the best house, and the best life. And what's going through their minds in the midst of all this chaos? Well, most prominently, fear, anxiety, an overwhelming sadness with no distinguishable trigger, leaving future generations with an unhealthy obsession with perfection and the inability to ever appreciate it. Needless to say, in this cesspool of hormones and emotions and feelings of inadequacy, one's priorities may not be in line with the rest of the herd. In this undying toxic environment, an individual's faith can't help but be shaken. And I'm not going to stand before you all in the eyes of God and act like I'm above all of this, because I'm not. It's virtually impossible to do so. When your world is overflowing with rejection, disappointment, self-loathing, fear, your belief in God may be skewed in a less than positive direction, to say the least. There have been an abundance of times over the past few years when I couldn't do so much as entertain the notion that there's something bigger than this out there. That with all the terrible things we see happen in the world, with very little being done about any of it, there can't be something looking out for me, for us. But however long after having these thoughts, I would still find myself praying. Not for anything in particular, just praying, just a general prayer. And that's not what you do if you've stopped believing in God. So it seems to me that no matter what I say about religion, that I don't even believe it myself. That being said, why not? Why can't there be something out there looking for us? Our psalm today talks about the notion of just let go, let God. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. To me, that's liberating in a sense. Just letting God and the elements take you where you need to go. I don't perceive to know the plan, nor do any of us, but that doesn't mean it isn't working in our favor. There's a principle in philosophy known as standing too close to the elephant. The metaphor being that if you're standing right next to an elephant, you can't actually tell it's an elephant. All you see is its very wrinkled, very weird-looking skin. This, of course, means that without gaining all the information and perspective, a person can't fully gauge a respective situation. Of course, as you step back, your brain starts piecing together the whole elephant. And I don't know if we'll ever be given an opportunity to take that step back. I probably won't, if I'm being 100% honest. But until we can take that step back and see the whole plan in all its glory, why hold back? Why live our lives as we're expected? Take all the most strenuous classes we can and apply and attend the most devastatingly elite institutions for a higher education so that we can have the life we think we're supposed to have, as opposed to living as we please, on our terms, acting as if the path we're carving is all our own, only to one day rise above it all with the sweet release of exploration, only to discover that the labyrinth we're carving is insignificantly minuscule in size. And there's only one true path, the path that every human before us has ever ventured on and will ever after. Because the path itself is insignificant. It's how we choose to move through it that truly matters. God is simply enabling us to move in creative a way as possible between the tiny hyphen between the words birth and death. And when reduced to that level of crisp simplicity, fear cannot exist. Though I enter the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Amen.